Hi guys, it's Michelle. Welcome to my kitchen. So I am totally not looking glam. I'm in my pyjamas at the moment. And so what I was going to do actually just now, a few people had asked me if I do a video on how to wash a wig. This is going to be extremely quick, fairly easy going. So this is how to wash your human hair wig, and I really hope this video works out. So yeah, this is my kitchen. So I'm just going to give this wig a bit of a wash. And first of all, what I always do is I get a brush. I tend to use the Renau Easy Hair brush for my human hair. So I'm just going to give this a wee brush through. Make sure there are no tangles. I want to do that when the hair is dry before I go wetting it. So that's what we're doing at the moment. And I'm holding it up here so that I'm not pulling. I don't want any tension against the knots in the cap. So just holding it and brushing below here. Obviously, if it's your own wig, you can put it in your head and give it a brush and the likes. So this is nice and smooth. You want to get as many of these wee tangles out as we can before we start the wash. Okie dokie. So here we go. We are ready for wash, and as you can see, this is a bit of a nightmare. There is glitter on the polyurethane strip along the very top. Anyhow, it's time to crack on with washing this hair. So first of all, what I do, my favourite products to use on human hair, I have now at this point I think tried just about everything that's available. My favourite that I have found and makes hair come out the nicest is the Renau Argan Smooth Luxury Shampoo and Conditioner. And then I will do a video on how to do a deep condition type thing for your wig, because I do that every kind of third wash. But for a standard wash, there's my shampoo, conditioner. I do still use a bit of the Argan Smooth Treatment Mist by Renau. This stuff's like magic, and when you're doing a deep treatment, combining this with your conditioner, it's like some sort of magic happens. It's phenomenal. I'm not going to be styling this. I'm not putting any product in for that kind of thing. However, what I do often tend to use is I've got my Boho Beach Mist by Renau. Blown Away Blow Dry Balm. I used this a couple of times and found it so weird and wasn't sure what I was doing with it, because it's a balm. But actually, see, once you kind of get to grips with using it, it is such a phenomenal product if you like to, whether you like your hair nice and sleek and straight, or whether you want to have those beachy waves, or whatever you're going to do with it. This stuff is actually really good. So this would be done at the end of the wash. Once the hair's kind of towel dry, then these are when I would apply these kind of products. I do have a volumizing foam. I'm not going to be using that today. Now, the reason I have this sitting here, this is actually the HD Smooth Detangler. I do not use this on my human hair wigs. I do not. It's created for the Heat Defiant collection by Renau, and it just gives a wee bit of protection and a wee added layer to the HD wigs if you spritz them with this. I do use this on my standard mod acrylic fibre wigs as well, and I find it is amazing. The reason I've actually got it here is purely was just because I wanted to do a wee mention of it, because I know people who do use this on their human hair. Some people swear by it, some people are horrified by it. I'm kind of like, I see why people use it, but I don't. And the reason I don't use it, basically this is predominantly silicone, I believe. Yeah, dimethicone. So there is quite a strong silicone type component to this, and that's not a bad thing. What the silicone does is actually coats the hair. Now, when you get a brand new human hair wig, there is some silicone coating generally on the hair, and once you wash your hair a couple of times and you see what you're left with, that's when the silicone's out. You can tell if it's like wavy or straight or what kind of texture your hair is. But the silicone will always give a kind of shine and have it nice and sleek. The problem with applying this to human hair, for me, what I feel, if you know how to use it and you're good with working out your volumes and knowing how much you can use, grand. What you don't want is a silicone build up in your human hair, because then it'll get dull, it'll get quite lacklustre, it can be prone to tangling, to matting. That's why I don't use this in human hair. If I wear, I just don't. There's no point in if I did, because I don't anyway, but I know some people do and they swear by it. So this is very basic. Here is a long human hair wig, and we are going to crack on. So what I tend to do is, I'm in my kitchen. I don't generally do this in my kitchen, but you know, for the purposes of filming. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to soak the wig. Okie dokie. So squeezing that water out here. And what I'm going to do now is grab 2 pumps of the shampoo, and I kind of massaging it, and you don't want to be rubbing it. You don't want to rub the hair and cause damage, so you're just gently massaging it. So you want it to be throughout. You do want that hair lovely and clean, but what you want is to safely do it. Okay, so at this point we have shampooed the hair. Now what I'm doing, you don't want to ever be rubbing this. I'm just gently squeezing excess water out here. I'm going to condition this now. The John Renau conditioner is argan oil is contained in it, so the one thing I would say, be very careful. You do not want any of the argan oil to be up at this cap, because for example with this cap, this is a hand tied cap fully. Now the problem is, if you get conditioner all over the roots of the hair and at this cap, then the knots can loosen and the hair can shed. Obviously with this wig, as you can see, it's long. The hair is very porous and it will absorb a lot of water. What you do not want is for your hair to go absorbing a lot of water. It becomes quite heavy, you've got oil at the cap, the knot's loosened off, and the hair sheds pretty quickly, or it will shed much sooner, so you have to be careful. I have this, I'm rubbing this into my hands, so from about this length down, so that I'm avoiding the cap, I am going to just kind of rub that conditioner in here. So this wig that I have got at the moment, this wig here that I'm currently washing, this is a blend of Indian and Chinese Remy hair. Now Chinese hair, when it is washed, it tends to dry to almost poker straight. It's quite straight hair pattern. Indian is it's finer than Chinese, although thicker than European, and it is quite wavy naturally. Sorry, I'm just putting more conditioner in my hands. And again, I am going slightly higher up, but I'm just ensuring I'm avoiding that cap. So you do not want your wig to start shedding, so if you have any doubt about where to apply, go from the bottom of the cap downwards. Don't put anywhere near the top, because it's so important you do not get this onto your cap. Now, I'm popping an extra part here on the bottom. Now what I do with this, if you look at the... Right, I'm going to set this here just onto a clean dry towel just now, let that conditioner soak in for a moment. The hair's very porous, so it will absorb it quite quickly. Now it does say here, shampoo with your shampoo, rinse, squeeze a small amount into the palm of the hand. I have used a bit more than what you would generally be using of this. This is such a luxurious conditioner and it's very nutrient rich for the hair. The reason I started using these is because these were created, John Renau have had these created in a lab and tested so that they actually reduce colour fade in your wig. That can be a big issue with human hair wigs, because with the hair being Indian and Chinese often with many companies, with that being the kind of popular type of hair, the natural shade will be an off black or a black type, very dark brown type of shade. So there's generally a very high lift is done, the hair is bleached up and then colour is added back in. Sometimes that colour is a kind of dye, hair dye basically, sometimes more of a textile dye, and that's for not just one company, like all companies do things differently, and but yeah, there's variation what can be done. The hair's very porous, but you don't want to lose the colour. You've chosen the colour of wig you want because you love it and that's the colour that you want your hair to be, so you shouldn't be compromising it. And I think when you spend a lot of money on a human hair wig, human hair wigs, I love them, absolutely love, but I'm not saying that they are the best for everybody, because it's whether you're willing to put in the time, the effort, they definitely take more time with care than with a synthetic wig, and styling as well. But I think if you're willing to put that in, if you enjoy it, I quite enjoy that. If you enjoy that side of things, then I would say Payback is just phenomenal and they are wonderful. So I've left this soaking for a while, and what I'm going to do is rinse this out. What I'm actually going to do before that, this hair could be doing with a deep condition, so I'm not doing a deep condition today. I will do a video of that though for you guys for another day. This Argan Mist, this is what I would use if I'm doing a deep condition, which I'm not doing just now, but I put a wee pump of that Far Too Much conditioner onto the palm of my hand, as you can see. This spray, oh my goodness, I'm all slimy. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 pumps of the Argan Oil Mist into the conditioner, rub it together in my hands, and from literally just the ends and midsection down, nowhere near the cap, I'm going to just apply some of that on here just now. This, honestly, it's like magic. I don't know the chemical reaction, I don't know how it works, I don't know what the situation is. However, I was informed by the beautiful Melissa who works for John Renau that, you know, it's really worth trying, because I was using other products to deep condition in the past, and I was like, I'll give it a go and see, because I always want to try things, and honestly, I can't believe it. You could have a wig that's almost dead and it totally rejuvenates it and just gives it some life back. So I just sprayed some of the Argan Mist on the ends of this. I'm going to leave this for approximately 2 minutes. Once that time is up, we're going to rinse all that out, and that's what we're doing. Okay, so let me move all of my stuff away. Feel a wee bit underdressed here in my pyjamas, but I don't kick around the house all glam. This is me. This is my 99% of the time I'm in pyjamas look. Okay guys, so that is all the conditioner and the Argan Mist oil and the likes all washed out of this wig. So what I'm going to do now is show you what I do next. I basically hold it securely around the middle of the cap. I don't want to rub this, I want to try and squeeze out any excess water I can with my hands. I just do that by working down the wig from the top to the bottom. I don't want to go wringing it, I don't want to break that hair, I don't want to put any tension on it, I don't want to cause any static or damage by rubbing these hairs together. I just want to squeeze out the excess water to assist with the drying process. Some people at this point will use a kind of tooth comb gently. I don't like to brush my wigs at all when they're wet, because if you've given them a good brush before you wash them, and then you kind of wash them the way that we've just done, they should never be mega tangled at the end of it, especially when you're using conditioning products anyway. So 2 wee seconds. What you need now, you need a towel. So we have a towel now, we're going to lie this towel out, and what I tend to do is I will take my lovely piece of hair, I will just lie this on the towel. Okay. And I want it kind of, I don't know if you can see this, the way I've laid it out as flat as I can. I'm going to just roll this. This might look a bit crazy. So I'm rolling up the wig inside the towel, and then I'm kind of pressing my weight against this big kind of wig sausage thing that I've created. Again, this is just removing any excess water, and this is how you towel dry your wig basically. So when you think towel dry, if you've got biological hair or you used to have biological hair, when I did, my version of towel drying my hair was and it would be all matted and a total mess, and that's exactly why you don't want to do that to your wig, because you don't want it matted, it's not going to grow back. So that feels great, it feels like it's dried off a good amount. what I then do, I'm using a really big towel here, but it's because it will then absorb more. I don't want my towel saturated. Some people will do this and they will leave the hair kind of in the towel to dry off for a decent period of time. I think that's kind of personal preference. Really, I'm laying this out again and we're going to roll it and do the same thing all over. Okay. Yeah, I don't tend to leave them in towels to dry, if I'm perfectly honest, because I don't like the thought of all that excess water. Not that the towel's saturated, but just if there is any water that's dripped off the cap, I don't like the thought of the constant moisture sitting against my cap, because I just don't want to put any additional pressure or tension on the knots, and it doesn't put tension on it when you're lying it flat, but what it does do is the fibres are very porous, they will absorb a lot of water, they will swell, the knots will gradually loosen if you leave it like that often. I find personally, it's just purely my own thinking, my own opinion. But yeah, because I kind of am very much of the opinion, you know, like I can do this as a service for you guys. If you want your wig to be rejuvenated, it is a service that I offer through my company. However, I wanted to make a video because I want to show you guys how you can do it yourself, the way that I would do it, the way that many salons would do it for you. If you can save up money yourself, then, you know, it's better in your pocket than mine, from your point of view sort of thing, you know. So it's good to know how to look after your wig. Human hair wigs are an investment. It is so important you know how to care for them, how to look after them. So this is your standard wash. I tend to wash mine roughly every 8 wears or so, would roughly be a guide. Sometimes I'll wash it more frequently if I've been very sweaty. If my cap is getting stained or anything, I will wash it more or give the cap a clean down more frequently. It's very dependent. And what I do then is every 3rd wash, so every 24 wears roughly, say once a month, I will do a deep condition on my wig. Now the deep condition, I will do that, and once I've done it I'll get the video linked either down below or just up here for you guys. That's really important, and you can have a wig that honestly looks almost lifeless and like it's on its last legs, and you do a deep condition on it. And for me, I honestly do swear by these products. I just think that not this for human hair, this for synthetic. The Renau Argan products, honestly they are phenomenal. In regard to the styling products, for me it's very much a case of if you want to do it then you can do it, if you don't want to use them, don't use them. They kind of can semi-give a bit of an extra layer of protection. Especially if you're then going to blow dry your hair, be straightening your hair, and it will help it to hold the style without weighing it down. These products from Renau have all been created in a lab specifically to maintain the time that you get from your hair. If you're going to be spending a lot of money on a human hair wig, and let's face facts, they're not cheap, you know, it's worth spending the money on good quality care products, because otherwise, you know, you'll get much longer from your wig, and if you don't use appropriate products on your wig, you are running the risk of your wig dying off and going to wig heaven a lot sooner. And when you're spending, you know, over £1,000 or almost £1,000 or whatever on a human hair wig, it's so much money that, you know, so if you can buy the proper products, which probably don't work out more expensive than what you would maybe buy in a shop. Another comment I just want to make, from my own experience and my own knowledge and kind of learning, I know I've got friends who are hairdressers and they know their stuff. They know what is good for human hair, they know what is good for bio hair. However, those products are not always appropriate for a human hair wig. And I think the mistake that I've made this mistake myself, was I invested in salon quality phenomenal products initially with my first human hair wig, and just felt it's just not the same. And I just was putting it down to, do you know what, it's not in my follicle, it's a wig, it's going to dry out, it's going to die off sooner, I'm using the best products you can get. What I didn't realise is, due to the processing, the colouring, everything, it's very different. Although it is human hair, it's so different than having your own hair, and it's different from having a weave or extensions and the likes as well. the way that these caps are tied, the colours that are often used in these, you know, please do use products that have been designed specifically for a human hair wig, because it will definitely give you a much happier, longer life with your wig. And let's face facts, that's what we want. It lets you save up for your next one, spend some money on yourself, on something else, your family, you know, and just makes life a bit easier. So I know that I've probably spoken far too much. What I generally do next in this process, this is actually pretty much, it's actually drying out fairly quickly. As you can see, this wig here, this is not a John Renau wig, this is the Dimples Adele. I'm going to put a wee link to my review on the Adele just here. I do sell this at Nemo Wigs. I will also pop a wee link for you to the Dimples Adele. It is a lovely wig. It is an Indian Chinese blend of hair. Depending on, it's not automatically 50-50. I thought it was. Like with John Renau, their wigs tend to be 50-50 with their stock wigs. With Dimples, I had asked before and I was told that the lighter colours have a higher percentage of Chinese hair, the darker colours have a higher percentage of Indian hair, which makes 100% total sense if you kind of understand the processing and the structure of the hair. Like the hair has an inner, it's got a medulla, it's got a cortex, it's got the outer hair shaft and cuticle. So, you know, Chinese hair's thicker, it can hold up to processing a lot more so than Indian hair, which then again holds up generally better than European hair maybe will with processing. So, you know, there's a lot of things to consider, a lot of factors. If you want a wig that's going to be totally super wavy and you can just leave it and it'll stay wavy, then, you know, Indian hair is maybe what you're looking for. I personally prefer Chinese hair because I just think Chinese Remy is the best. It is my ultimate favourite. My custom wig is Chinese Remy and I have never seen hair so phenomenal in my life, and I've got a wig that's over 18 inches in length of human hair and it is just stunning. I think what I'm going to actually do with this is maybe just scrunch it and actually leave it. I tend to not like to hang them too much either because I don't like feeling like if they're wet and get a lot of extra weight with the water they've absorbed that they're pulling. What I'm going to do with this though just now, I am going to do what I said I wasn't. I'm going to use a bit of the Boho Beach Mist. I'm not going to use the blow dry balm today. Just give this a wee spritz. Big spritz. Okay. I'm going to give this a bit of a scrunch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and leave the cap out, but the actual rest, the hair itself, I am going to put in the towel. Just leave it all scrunched and kind of pushed in together, and that just allows those kind of waves and curls to set into the wig, and voila, that is it, kind of sorted. So that was a lot of talking for not very much information probably for you guys, but I just wanted to do a wee video. I really hope this has worked out. I'm just about to go stick the card into my computer and hopefully you can see the process of the washing and the rest of it. I can do one for synthetic wigs as well for you guys, talk through it. I'm keen to do a kind of wig education series because I think that sometimes there can be a bit of a lack of knowledge out there, and I know that for me in the past I used to think I'm not looking at a company's videos because obviously they're just wanting to sell, and then I realised actually I actually watched the John Renau videos. I'm going to link their channel here for you guys. This is not sponsored, this has nothing to do with John Renau, this is purely just Michelle wanting to share info. Anything that you want to know, go to their YouTube channel. Honestly, you will learn so much. They have videos that are people who have studied huge amounts, that are so knowledgeable. They have an education department. They are incredible actually. The whole team there are just phenomenal. I have an account manager there who, Melissa, is beautiful. She is just so wonderful. And the education team, they're lovely. Honestly, go watch their videos because you can see anything you want to know how to do with your wig. They've probably got a video on it. And I used to think, oh, that's just because they want sales, like not them specifically, but like any companies that do videos. And then I realised actually, if all they cared about was making money, they wouldn't be telling us how to care for our wigs, because if you know how to care for your wig, it's going to last longer. So, you know, by them telling you and giving you longer out your wig, kind of, for me, I think it speaks volumes about them. It tells me they're actually wanting to help me. They actually want to help make my experience of wearing hair a better one. They want me to get the most out of my product, which means it'll last longer, which means I will buy probably less frequently, but at the same time it makes me very loyal to brands that are like that, because I think when they've got such good intent and genuine, honest type ways of about themselves, then that's really important. So I do say, honestly, watch their videos. They don't need to know you've watched the videos. Nobody needs to know you've watched the videos, but you can watch them. They are great. I have learned so much. I am still learning. Every day is a school day. I will keep you guys posted as I learn more and more and more and more. I will try and keep myself more updated with my YouTube videos. Had all sorts of crazy filming issues. Had to end up investing in a new camera, but it's all good. It's all good. I think we're back. I'm scared to say this. I said a few weeks ago, that's me back! And then my camera went and I thought, oh no, what's happened? Anyway, so guys, I'm in my jammies. It is night time here in Scotland. I'm about to go to my bed. I just realised I've still got my eyelashes. I've still got my makeup on. I was at the cinema and out today with my family, and it was just lovely. It was so nice. We had a wee cute family day, 6 of us, me, the hubby, the 4 kids. It was really, really nice. And I recommend everybody goes and sees Jumanji. Anyway, I'm going to go for now. I hope this is okay. If you guys have recommendations, please just send me a message, drop me an email, pop comments down below if there's anything specifically that you would like to see, wig related, hair loss related, makeup, Crazy Michelle related, anything that you want to know. If I can assist, I would be honoured to. So take care of yourselves. Remember guys that you're all beautiful. One more thing before you go. 2 more things before you go. First of all, please subscribe to my channel if you've not already, and click the wee bell and that'll notify you whenever I upload. And if it's something that interests you, you can watch it, and if it's not, you can just ignore it, it's fine. But it's just whatever suits you. But one thing I would really like to say is I have a friend who is kind of a bit like a sister I've grown up with since I was totty, and now she has a wee girl. She has a wee girl now who has her own YouTube channel, and she sings, and I just think she has such an incredible voice, and she is only at primary school. She is phenomenal. Her name's Sophie, and I'm going to link Sophie's channel right here. And honestly guys, if you like any form of music, she does covers of so many things, and her voice, like, I was going to say it makes the hair in your arms stand up. I have no hair in my arms. If I did, I'm pretty sure it would be like, ooh. But yeah, I'm going to link Sophie's channel here as well. That's nothing to do with wigs, it's nothing to do with anything, but just because I think you guys deserve to go and listen to something beautiful after listening to me talk so much. So thanks guys, look after yourself, don't forget that you're beautiful. I will see you all soon again with another video. Mwah. Bye.